Let me ask you a weird question. Have you noticed that even if you're making more money than you were 3 years ago, you actually feel poorer? You look at the bank balance and the number is bigger, but then you go to the store or look at Zillow or try to book a flight and you realize that money just evaporates. It feels like you're running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up. Well, here's the scary truth. This isn't just bad luck. What is happening in Washington right now, with the White House going to war with the Federal Reserve, is a scene-for-scene replay of a disaster that happened exactly 50 years ago. We are sleepwalking into 1972, and the last time we did this, the people who played it safe got wiped out. Here's the thing. Most people think economics is just boring charts and guys in suits. But right now, understanding this history is the only thing standing between your savings account and zero. If you're someone who grinds to save money but feels like the system is rigged to devalue your hard work, make sure to hit the subscribe button if this helps you out. Today, we are putting politics aside. I don't care who you voted for. I care about your wallet. We're going to look at the ghost of Nixon, do the math on how your cash is being targeted, and give you 3 steps to survive history repeating itself. Let's rewind to 1972. Richard Nixon is president. He has an election coming up and he is terrified of losing. The economy is shaky. Now, normally, the Federal Reserve is the referee of the economy. Their job is to keep prices stable even if it hurts. But Nixon didn't want hurt. He wanted votes. So he did something unprecedented. He bullied the Fed chair, Arthur Burns. There are literal tapes of Nixon screaming at him to keep interest rates low. He wanted cheap money to make everyone feel rich before the election. And here's what most people don't realize. It worked. Nixon won. The market rallied. Everyone partied for 12 months. But then the bill came due. Because they printed too much money to win an election, inflation exploded. By 1974, it wasn't 3%, it was 12%. By 1980, it was nearly 15%. It was a lost decade for the American saver. Fast forward to this week, January 2026. You see the headlines. The DOJ investigating Fed Chair Powell. Threats to force rates down. It's the exact same script. Politicians always choose the sugar high of easy money today, even if it causes a diabetic crash tomorrow. If the Fed loses its independence, we lose the only brake pedal we have. Let's do the math, because numbers don't lie. Imagine you had $10,000 stashed under your mattress in 1972. By the time 1980 rolled around, that money had the purchasing power of roughly $4,800. You didn't lose money. The number on the paper was the same, but the value was stolen from you. You played it safe, you did the responsible thing, and you lost half your wealth because the referee let the politicians call the game. So, if we are repeating 1972, how do you protect yourself? You have to stop thinking like a saver and start thinking like an owner. Step 1. Stop hoarding excess cash. You need an emergency fund, yes, but beyond 3 to 6 months of expenses, cash is a melting ice cube in this environment. You cannot save your way to wealth when the currency is being manipulated. Step 2. The fixed debt hedge. This sounds crazy, but in a high-inflation world, debt can be an asset if it's fixed. If you have a 30-year mortgage at a fixed rate and inflation rips higher, you are paying the bank back with cheaper, less valuable dollars. You win, they lose. Step 3. Own pricing power. If you invest in stocks, look for companies that can raise their prices. Think energy, food, essentials. If a company can charge 10% more because of inflation and people still have to buy their product, that stock is a life raft. If they sell luxuries, stay away. Look, economic cycles happen. We are entering a political cycle where the rules of money are going to get loose. The person who keeps their head in the sand is going to get run over, but the person who understands history, you can actually build wealth while everyone else is panicking. Here's what I want you to do tonight. Look at your savings. Are you sitting in the melting ice cube, or do you own real assets? One small change today could save you 10 years of frustration later. Thanks for watching, stay disciplined, and I'll see you in the next one.